Alycats and new viewers. So again, today is another installment of Inside Alyssa White. And if you're new to my channel and don't know what Inside Alyssa White is, or IAW as I like to call it, that's where I answer the questions that you guys ask me. You can ask me questions down below in the comment box. You can tweet at me at LyssaRee. Use the hashtag Inside Alyssa White so I can find it. Or go to my Facebook fan page and leave a post there and I'll answer it in the next installment. You can ask me about literally anything as long as it's respectful. And let's just stop jibber jabbering and get on with the questions. The first one up is from Oasis Beyond and they ask, have you ever thought of dyeing your hair? Have you dyed your hair? This is not my natural hair color. My natural hair color is a very dark blonde, light brown, and I don't like it. So right now I am a fake redhead, but I think it looks really good. I think it looks really good, so if you don't, shut it, okay? Because I love it. But I have dyed my hair in the past. I've had hot pink streaks in my hair. I've dyed it like a dark chocolate brown. I've dyed it purple. But currently, I really love being a redhead, and it just feels natural. And yeah, my hair's dyed at the moment, actually. So I have dyed my hair, and I'll probably continue doing so, even though it's going to kill my hair. But you know, I don't have a lot of hair to begin with, because I have very thin hair, so oh well, YOLO. Does anyone even say YOLO anymore? No, I'm out of the time now. I'm too old. Oblivion Kasami has a few questions, and they ask, have you ever read any of the classic novels / stories like the Divine Comedy, the Iliad, the Odyssey, etc.? I have read the Odyssey. I read it in 10th grade English, I believe. I think it was 10th grade. It could have been 11th grade, but it was one of those years, and I really enjoyed it. I think we read a little bit of the Iliad, but we didn't read all of it, and I have not read the Divine Comedy, but I do want to read it because it just sounds really intriguing to me. I know it's a very dense book, and it's very difficult, but I'm totally up to the challenge. My reading level is sky high. Not to brag or anything. Humble brag. It is a brag. I'm bragging. If you could make up your own superhero or villain, what would be their name and power? I really love supervillains. Like, I think I'd want to be a supervillain because I'm such a goody two-shoes in real life. I'd want to be a supervillain. And I think it'd be really cool to have the abilities of Mystique to be able to transform into other people. But I would love to also gain their powers. So I'd love to be like a metahuman from like the DC CW Arrowverse, you know? I'd love to be a metahuman, and I would just love to be able to kind of get everyone's powers, like have Killer Frost's powers, Amy Annette's powers, the Silver Banshee's powers, just all these amazing villains. I would just love to be able to transform into them and have their powers, or just to have their powers and just look like Killer Frost because Killer Frost is a total babe and I just want to be Killer Frost. If someone can make that happen, please let me know. But my name, I think I would go with the Eviscerator because it just sounds really freaking cool. So the Eviscerator, or Eviscerator, I don't know. You know, like Eviscerator, Eviscerator, you get it? I came up with that myself, okay? No stealing it. Do you have or have you ever owned tarot cards? The only pack of tarot cards I have came from the special edition of the first Dishonored when it came out way back when, which is only a few years ago. But I don't know how to use them, and I don't think I'll ever learn how to use tarot cards. But I think they're cool. They look cool, and I think it's cool like to get a tarot card reading just to kind of see what they say. But I don't really believe in the power of tarot or anything like that. I just think it's kind of cool. But I don't really own a pack besides the Dishonored pack, so I don't own any. If you had a talking animal, what animal would it be and who would you want to voice them? Oh god. I would definitely like to have a German Shepherd, and I would want him to be voiced by Tom Hiddleston because Tom Hiddleston's voice is the best thing ever. It just makes me melt inside and it just makes me feel all the feelings and makes my pants tingle, and I just went there, but who cares? So a German Shepherd with the voice of Tom Hiddleston would be the best thing ever because I love German Shepherds, I love Tom Hiddleston, win, 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 win all the way. Doongie Forever asks, what would be your all-star Pokemon team, and you can pick any of the 802 known Pokemon? Oh gosh, this is hard. 6 Pokemon for my all-star team. I definitely choose Blastoise because I've always loved Squirtle and Squirrel's evolutions. I would choose Eevee, just plain Eevee, because I love Eevee to death. I always say she, I know there's different genders, but just so cute. I would love to have Pikachu because everyone loves Pikachu and Pikachu is just a badass. I would love Ninetales because I've always been intrigued by that Pokemon. And let's see, I think I would have to go with Mewtwo because who doesn't love Mewtwo? So that would be my all-star Pokemon team. It says Sarah asks, if you could pick one album to serve as a soundtrack to your life, which album would you choose? Oh gosh, this is hard! Currently I'd probably say, and you're gonna laugh at me, 1989 by Taylor Swift because a lot of the songs encapsulate moments of my life. But you know, that could change when Reputation comes out. But that's the one that immediately springs to mind is 1989. Cool as Robert Payne, who always asks amazing questions, has several, and he asks, what conventions would you go to if you had a week and an unlimited budget? I would go to any convention that had Sam Heughan in it because I would love to meet him along with Katrina Balfe. I would go to Retropalooza because I love that convention so much. I would go to San Diego Comic-Con because I've always dreamed of going. I'd love to go to E3 because again, always dreamed of going. Let's see, are there any others? I mean, I would go to so many. It's so hard to choose because I love conventions. I try to go to as many as possible. If you could design a menu for a day with a cast of Outlander, what would you have? I mean, we'd have to have Scottish foods and plenty of whiskey because, you know, it's Outlander. You have to have Scottish food and whiskey. I've never had Scottish food, so I would love it. It would be the best thing ever. And I would just get to stare at Sam Heughan and Katrina Balfe and be like, oh my gosh, they're so beautiful. I love you both so much. So, I mean, I wouldn't even care what was on the menu. I'm too obsessed. Who is your dream guest for Geek the Geek? Sam Heughan. There's never going to be an episode where I don't mention Sam Heughan. I just don't think it's possible now at this point in time. If you designed your perfect wedding, what theme would you use? I've always dreamed of having like a super geeky wedding, a non-traditional wedding, because I feel like traditional weddings are boring. I'm sorry if that's your idea of a wedding. That's perfectly fine. That is your idea. But for me, I love the idea of like a non-traditional wedding, a geeky wedding, you know, having music that's not your typical wedding music, having a dress that's not a typical wedding gown, and you know, I just think a geeky wedding would be so much fun. And the last set of questions are from Carlos Sutton's Toy Finds, and he asks, what is your least favorite survival horror game? Ooh, that's really hard. I guess I'd have to say Outlast, and not because it's a bad game, it's actually really good. It's just, it's so terrifying and you can't fight back, and I hate that because I hate having to run and hide. But at the same time, Outlast is a really good game. It's just I don't like the concept of having to run and hide and not having any weapons at all to use, and you basically get killed after one or two punches or grabs or whatever. So I would say Outlast, but it's not a bad game. It's just I don't like the having to run and hide thing. So pretty much any game with running and hiding and not being able to fight, I'm going to enjoy less than other survival horror games. What is your least favorite Final Fantasy / RPG game? My least favorite Final Fantasy game, I haven't played a ton of them, but I'd have to say 13. And the thing is, I actually enjoyed 13, but it's definitely the weakest I have played. My least favorite RPG game, I can't really think of one. I mean, I've loved pretty much every RPG I've played because I tried not to play shitty games. So I can't think of like just a general RPG that I just despised because I generally avoid the crappier ones. Have you ever heard of the show Tattooed Teenage Alien Fighters from Beverly Hills? If not, you should just listen to the intro music. It's very cheesy, like the 90s version of Power Rangers. I have not heard of that show, and that is a mouthful. But now I'm really curious, and I'm going to look up the intro music because that title of that show just sounds so incredibly crazy that I have to look this up. So those are all the questions for this installment of Inside Alyssa White. If you have any questions you want to ask me, please ask them down below. I love doing this series. I love making these videos. So please help me continue this series by asking respectful questions in the comment box, or by tweeting me, or by going to my Facebook fan page. If you like this video, leave a like. Make sure to share it if you liked it because it helps my channel grow. Also, if you're not subscribed yet but you'd like to be, hit the subscribe button along with the notification bell so you'll always be alerted whenever I upload a new video or start a new live stream. If you'd like to follow me on social media sites, those are all listed in the description box down below. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Peace and kisses. Bye. Sing me a song of a lost that is gone.
Oh, hey, you're still here. What a crazy random happenstance. Well, since you just caught me singing and ringing off guard, you might as well click on my floating face that will appear over here soonish and subscribe to my channel. Also, if you'd like to see my previous video, it will be up here somewhere. And if you'd like to see a playlist of videos that you can watch on repeat all day, every day, for the rest of your life, you'll find that over here as well. I'm going to go back to reading my favorite book of all time. Okay, you can go now because I'm really deep into a Jamie Fraser plotline.